Hello everyone. Welcome to our series of podcasts on banking for everyone. This is the show where we try to break down complex banking concepts into simple and everyday language. I'm host for you today for this session. I'm your host for today's session and we are trying to deep down into something that impacts millions of people across our nation, and especially those sitting in rural and semi-urban parts of our country. So, let's start this series. Friends, if you have ever wondered how banking services have reached the doorstep of someone who is living in the remote part of village, or how a first-time account holder gets guided through the paperwork, well, today's episode has answers for all these questions. So, let's get into it. Let's start with basics. We already know by this time that there is a person called as business correspondent, where he is playing a role of a bank representative on the ground. They carry out real banking transaction for existing customers, sell banking products, services, open accounts, and even handle deposits, payments, and transfers. While there is another person called as business facilitator who plays a slightly different but equally important role. He acts as a bridge builder. They introduce banking products to the people who have never had a bank account before. Together, both of them are responsible for verifying primary customer information, providing them application forms, assisting customers in filling these forms, and ensuring all the documents are complete and submitted for further processing. The documents are authentic and they are properly signed. They also upload the data of customer on bank's computer system or devices like kiosks and POS units. In short, they are the face of bank for millions of Indians. Let us now quickly see the types of accounts. First, there is a saving bank account. This is the most common account operated by individuals. It earns interest and encourages the habit of saving. Perfect for households. Then we have current account, designed for businesses. It does not earn any interest, but it offers overdraft facilities, meaning businesses can withdraw more than what is available in the account. Of course, there is a limit to it. Very useful for managing cash flows. Third one is recurring deposit account, popularly called as RD. This is ideal if you want to have a fixed amount to be saved every month for a set period of time. At the end of term, you get back to your deposits with some interest on it. And finally, there is fixed deposit account, popularly called as FD. Here you deposit a lump sum amount for a fixed tenure. It earns a higher rate of interest, and if you hold them for 10 years, there are certain income tax exemptions which you get, and of course, it can also be renewed. Now, there are many queries about account opening process. Alright, we'll talk about it and how it actually happens when someone wants to open a bank account. Listed are few key steps. It starts with filling out an application form supported by BCBF, whether in person, over the phone, or at customer's location. Their role is very critical and they ensure no information is missed and no mistakes are made. Step 2 is about documents. Of course, you will need proof of identity like Aadhaar card, PAN card, voter ID, passport or driving license. You also need proof of address, which can be same documents plus utility bills or a government stamp letter. And of course, you need 2 passport size photographs which are recent. Step 3 is about KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. Friends, this is a mandatory process which is mandated and required by RBI. KYC helps the bank understand who its customers are, where their funds come from, and ensures no financial fraud or money laundering is taking place. The documents which are listed above also serve the KYC requirements. And then comes step number 4, which is about eligibility check. You must be citizen of India and at least 18 years of age. If you are opening an account for a minor, a parent or a legal guardian can do it on their behalf. And after necessary approvals, you need to make an initial deposit based on the minimum balance requirements of the chosen bank. Friends, the BCBF verifies all this primary information before passing it on to the banks for final processing. Their verification is the first line of quality control. Now coming to other banking forms and payment mechanisms. Friends, account opening is not the only thing. Customers often need different forms for different transactions. Take this for example, cash or check deposit forms used when depositing money or submitting a check. Withdrawal forms used when taking money out of an account. Money transfer forms used for transferring funds to another account. Loan application forms. They are used when a customer wants to apply for a loan. Friends, these two players, the business correspondent and the business facilitator, also educate customers about available payment mechanisms, which includes UPI, NEFT, IMPS, and prepare payment schedules whenever required. And that's for today. In this episode, we tried to break down, understand financial banking concepts. Whether you are someone who wants to understand the banking system better, a student who is studying financial services, or taking a training to become a business correspondent or a business facilitator, I hope today we gave you a clear, simple picture of how it all works together. Do remember, banking is just not for those who are wearing suits and carrying briefcases. It's for every farmer, every shopkeeper, every student, and every family. And business correspondents and facilitators are the people who make that possible. If you have found today's podcast useful, please consider subscribing and share it with someone who really needs to hear this. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay financially empowered. Thank you.